Thanks for joining me today. This is the show Never Heard That. My name is Andrew Muecke. We're going to be listening to the Scottish band The Blue Nile and the song Walk Across the Rooftops from their 1984 album of the same name. Formed in Glasgow, Scotland in 1981, they have managed to keep an extremely low profile over the years and indeed have mastered the art of slowly but surely by only releasing 4 albums since that time. No real announcement has been made, but their 4th album, High, released in 2004, appears likely to be their last. 4 albums in 23 odd years is not a huge output. The stories go that music was only pursued once university studies was completed for the 3 key members, Paul Buchanan, Robert Bell and Paul Moore. By all accounts, the band had a difficult birthing due to limited overall musicianship. However, this may have helped to define them, as they perhaps needed to rely more on imagination than on musical skill. They speak of their luck in doing some demo recordings with an engineer called Callum Malcolm, who also happened to know the founder of Lynn Products, a highly regarded local hi-fi and audio equipment company. The track that was shared was a demo of a song called Tinseltown in the Rain, and on the strength of that song, Lynn offered the band a contract with the record label they were in the process of setting up. Tinseltown in the Rain was the second single from the resulting debut album, Walk Across the Rooftops, and if you've heard of the Blue Nile, it is likely to be through this song, which was highly regarded by critics and was well supported by video shows in the US and Europe. Tinseltown in the Rain is definitely a special song. In fact, on its release, A Walk Across the Rooftops gained widespread and almost unanimous acclaim from music critics for its mixture of sparse, detailed electronic sounds and Buchanan's soulful vocals. I was living in the UK in 1985 and can testify to going to a hi-fi store in Edinburgh. They had only the one album for sale and for demonstrating the quality of their equipment, and that was the Blue Nile's Walk Across the Rooftops. It is a beautiful sounding album, but it was still a funny experience to witness this. It took the Blue Nile until 1989 to release their second album, Hats, with a sweeping electronic focus infused with melancholy, but perhaps bigger sounding than its predecessor. It too was a widely praised album, this one seeing them gain strong airplay in the US for the song The Downtown Lights. By the release of the third album, Peace at Last, 7 years later, the sound of the band had changed, with more focus on the acoustic guitar than on keyboards. The album was not quite as well received as the first 2 albums, and simmering tensions at the time appear to have had some influence on that album and also on their final album, High, from 2004. Living at a distance in Australia, it was really hard to know much about the band. They appeared to intentionally stay away from the limelight, and as mentioned, they did not release a lot of material. I do think that they were able to write a really pretty song, and I am very fond of their first 2 albums in particular. The song that I'm going to play for you today is one that is very special to me. It is a time capsule for that period of my life when I lived in Bristol. The world was my oyster and filled with endless possibilities. Here is the Blue Nile song, Walk Across the Rooftops, from the 1984 album of the same name.
I walk across the rooftop. Traffic lights are changing. The black